Well, Vladimir Putin says Russia will soon begin storing some nuclear weapons in neighboring Belarus. That is a country that borders Ukraine to the north. The Russian president giving state media a timeline for when this will happen.
On April 3rd, we will start training the crews. On July 1st, we will finish the construction of the special repository to store the tactical nuclear weapon in Belarus.
And meanwhile, there's also this new report from a UK tabloid that Putin wanted a, quote, total cleanse of Ukraine, as well as house-to-house terror to subdue its people. That's according to purportedly leaked spy documents. NewsNation has not been able to independently confirm these documents. But for insight into Russia's latest movements, we do want to welcome in retired Air Force Lieutenant General and NewsNation senior national security contributor, Richard Newton. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, Natasha.
What do you make of Russia's plan to move or store certain nuclear weapons in Belarus? And is it concerning at all to have these nuclear weapons closer to Ukraine's border?
Well, Putin is certainly brandishing again the use of nuclear weapons. Now it's a matter of him, putting forth what I think is a little bit of an information operations campaign, stating that he intends to put tactical nuclear weapons to Belarus, as you reported, Natasha, which is just north of, on the Ukraine border. He's done nuclear intimidation before. But nothing that I see and others, even in the White House, John Kirby reported, we don't see any actual movement on his part at this point, and watching it closely. But nonetheless, this is out of the Putin playbook. He's intimidating both Ukraine, but also the West, and the very tight support that Ukraine is receiving from the U.S.-led NATO. And so this is just another chapter of that playbook.
Yeah, U.S. officials say no actual indication that Russia plans to use these nuclear weapons. And if that's the case, why move them out of the country? What is the purpose of that?
Well, the purpose would be, again, for him just to brandish the fact that he's got a nuclear arsenal, that he's reminding the United States, he's reminding Europe, certainly, that, he has nuclear capabilities. That whether or not he has the intention of using it is one thing. One thing about Putin, and we've learned this through the last, year and a couple of months since he invaded Ukraine, he says one thing, but he's rather risk averse. And in that way, he'll say one thing in terms of threatening with a tactical nuclear weapon, for instance, on the battlefield in Ukraine. But he being very risk averse, we see really no demonstrated intention to do so.
Interesting. And with our last question and our remaining time, I do want to turn to that report in that UK tabloid about Russia wanting to, quote, cleanse Ukraine, house-to-house terror. Does that track with what you've seen? Is that the type of rhetoric that Russian leaders are using to justify this war with their own people?
Absolutely. In fact, that's rather chilling, isn't it? Even if it's a leaked, memo of some kind. But it's chilling to think that Putin would even contemplate going house to house and taking Ukrainian citizens, deporting them, then putting them into concentration camps. What does that sound like?
Yeah.
Sounds like Hitler. Sounds like what Stalin did to his own people, back in the 40s and so forth. So it's something. Yeah, I wouldn't pay necessarily particularly close attention to it, but it's just another indication of Putin. Again, he's losing on the battlefield, and so it would not surprise me that he would, manifest his intentions, at least from a propaganda standpoint, to shake up and rattle, if you will, Ukraine and the Western European leaders, as well as the United States.
I always appreciate the insight and time. Lieutenant General Newton, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.